I bought this LG VCR DVD combo unit the other day for $9. That's Australian dollars for you American viewers. And I have no idea if it actually works. I've taken the screws out. The only problem that it seems to have is there's no power cord, as you can see. So let's pop the top off and see what's in there. As you can see, it's pretty bare bones, you know, all the usual stuff. You got your pinch roller, your capstan, head drum, DVD mechanism. So I'll just grab this cord over here, which I stole from another unit, and I'll plug it in and see what it does. Now, I haven't actually tested this before, so I don't know if it works. So I'm just hoping that it won't blow up in my face or anything. So it's on now. As you can see, it's got a mirrored face on it. So I think, oh, there's the DVD mechanism going. Let's just try ejecting that. Well, the belt's good. And it appears the laser's good. We'll have to see by testing the DVD in it. So I'll just grab a VHS tape. So I've got the Salvo's monitor hooked up to the VCR now, and we'll just find out if it's going to work by putting this tape in. Well, it loads okay, we'll hit play. And it's working, which is good. Now this isn't a hi-fi tape, so it won't show up as any hi-fi stereo on here, but it is working. There is a picture. So we'll just try some of the other functions like fast forward and rewind. That's working. And that's working too. That's good. We'll try playing it and pausing it. Pause is working. Well, I think we have a perfectly functional VCR. So I'll go ahead and inject the tape. Oh, hang on. What's going on here? Now that was weird. What's going on there? What is going on there? That is bizarre. Try that again. Oh, it's shut itself off. Oh, the head's going berserk. That's not a good sign. And it's shut itself off again. I wonder what that is. Alright, I'm gonna have to shut it off. Alright, we'll turn it back on again and see if it does the same thing. And yes, it does. That's not a good sign. So I think we're going to have to take the mechanism out and see what's underneath. So I'll just switch the power off and take the plug out. Let's see what's causing it. I'll turn the screen off. Okay. There we go, there's the faceplate off. Now what I need is a Phillips screwdriver, which I have here. And we just have to take out, I think it's 6 screws, 2 at the back and 4 at the front. It doesn't really matter where you put them in afterwards because it's all the same sort of screw. Once you get the screws out, just disconnect the audio and the control head and the mechanism should just lift out. And there you go. Mechanism's free. And here is the problem. That's just fallen out of the loading carriage, and that's the spring that makes it go into the cassette basket. See, that's popped out right here. So that has to go back in there. That's why it was ejecting the tape erratically. Yeah, there is some gunk in here too, so I'll give this a good degrease and put some fresh grease on here. We'll just get this out of the way. Don't really need this at the moment. And we'll just work on this. So the belt's fine, that's good. So I'm just trying to work out how to put this back on. I do have another one of these units which I can cannibalize if I need, which it looks like I'm going to, because the little bit of plastic snapped off right here is supposed to be a pin where this spring goes. So yeah, I'm going to have to get the other unit and tear it to bits because it's missing the part that goes on that spring, which is just in this corner here. There it is. Now I could glue it, but it's not a forever fix. It'll most likely break again. So I'll just get the other unit and we'll fix it from there. So here's the dyno unit, and it's an LG EC990SW, and it's the world's first talking VCR for whoever wants that. I know Zenith made one, but it was made by LG in Indonesia. So we'll just take the faceplate off this one. This one had a bad head drum, so you know, I don't feel bad about cannibalizing it. This was an even cheaper VCR from 2002. And they all use the same mechanism. See? Basically identical. Okay, so the bit we want is this bit here. You can see that that's supposed to look like that rather than that, and that usually happens when you force a tape in and it just snaps off and breaks, and there's not a whole lot of ways that you can fix it. So we can get this out of the way for the time being and figure out how to remove this. Now it should be pretty simple. They usually like to pop apart anyway. So I think what I'll do is I'll take this spring out first. That might be the most logical thing to do. Up there, a couple goes. Okay, really have to get this side first. go. Sort of, it's being really difficult to come out. Okay, how's that going to come out? It has to come out that way, so the spring has to come out definitely. I'll just get some pliers. That might be better. This might work. Here we go. Oh, geez. And there's the spring. Okay. So now it should only be just a simple matter of removing this by pulling this tab up. Looks like it. Just making sure nothing's stopping it, which is this cover on it. Just pop the cover off. There we go, and the motor just pops out like that. So that's how you remove the motor if you ever need to get to the mechanism. See, now the wheels spin freely, not free enough to get the mechanism out. Alright, so what I've done, I've just pulled this out now, and now the mechanism, the cassette tray, has to be down before you can operate that, otherwise it won't let you do it. So then it's just a matter of taking this top cover off by unbending these, which I'll do now. Actually, you probably don't even need to do that, just push this pin down. You know what, that can stay in because we've got another one. Okay, now we have to take the broken one out. It doesn't matter if we damage it, but just in case, we'll do the same what we've done before. So we take the loading motor out. Just like that. So that can come out now. And now the mechanism can move freely. So all we have to do is get the cassette mechanism down. And don't need to remove the spring because this just comes out like this now. Now we can put the mechanism down once this is out of the way. There we go. Beautiful. Oh, that's just broken off. Looks like we need to remember, never force anything because it will always lead to trouble. It's a good thing we have another one. I'm not sure we'll need that other part anyway. It's always good to save parts, you know. You never want to go wasting them because when there's no parts for these things, then they'll just, you know, you'll be screwed then. The top of the cassette basket, and I've just, oh, there we go. It's come out, just like that. Now this can slide all the way up, and you can remove it. There you go, just like that. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. And now we just have to do the same for the other one. Push this tab down till it slides out the way like that. Put the new part in. I'm telling you, this is really easy. Maybe we'll leave that out for later. We'll put this in and the spring, because that needs to be done first. So the spring goes in there and you sort of have to maneuver it in, because otherwise it doesn't fit. There we go. Perfect. So now that can move in there like that. Perfect. And we'll put this, what do you call it? The lid opener, the flap opener back in that assembly. Perfect. The spring, put the new spring on. Perfect. Now the spring's on, I can put this whole mechanism back together like that. Poke this end out a little bit. There we go. Put the loading motor back in. Make sure it's advanced fully. There we go. It always has to be aligned in order to work, because it's a sort of delicate ballet of parts moving together. You know, if one thing doesn't work, it all doesn't work. And we sort of just have to clip in this part here. There we go. It's clipped in, and plug it back in. Perfect. Now it's just a matter of reinstalling everything back into the machine. Here we go. And you've got to make sure the mode switch light is lined up. That's the mode switch there. That controls, you know, fast forward, rewind, play, eject and stop and all that. So it's essential you get it lined up, otherwise it starts behaving erratically. That's when you get chewed up tapes and stuff. Enter VCR number 3. Make sure it's lined up, which it is. Okay, let's try it. Oh, didn't try to eject it. Let's see. Hey! And there we go. Oh my gosh. After all this time, it's finally working. After 2 hours of messing around with alignment and gears and whatnot. Alright, let's turn it on to here. AV in. Alright, hit play. Oh, thank goodness it's working. There we go. Hit stop. Eject. Perfect. Try ejecting again. Well, what do you know? It's good. Well, we can finally put the screws back in, and I'm going to give it a little bit of a clean with some isopropyl alcohol. or methylated spirits, you know, interchangeable, and some cotton buds. I'm going to get all the old grease off, and I'm going to essentially put some new lithium grease on, which should, you know, get rid of all the dried up old grease, make it basically like new again. Let me tell you, this isn't hard if you know what you're doing. You know, I'm still starting out. I've only been fixing VCRs for like, I don't know, a year or two. But I have fixed some and they did work and I've had no complaints. So that's really all that matters. Just getting all this old grease off. Okay, and we're going to get my spray can of, what do you call it, lithium grease. I'm going to get something to shield the actual head from the grease. So you put a piece of paper like that and you just sort of spray along these guide rails here. Now it doesn't have too much because you're going to be spreading anyway. Bit around this gear here, loading gear, down there, and on the other side. Okay, there we go. It's all greased up. We'll pop the tape back in. There it is. Just to spread it around. And sensors work. Let me just pop out this bit again. That's perfect. Okay, here's all the screws. So the VCR is fixed, which is good. It's always good when something works. Okay. Now putting it all down. And after this, I'm going to clean all the heads, all the tape path, and then we'll have a look at the DVD player and see if that works. Notice how these LG mechanisms use the write protect sensor to tell when there's a cassette inside it. See, if I do this, if I trick the mechanism into thinking there's a tape here, that will come forward and press the button, activating the loading motor. So it's another way they cut costs. As you can see, there's only 1, 2, 3 motors in the entire thing. Okay, let's get some cotton buds and give the heads and the tape path a clean. So just lightly brushing them. Don't press too hard or you'll break them and then you'll have an LG VCR. I don't know, I've been kicking myself over buying a $200 camera, and it was a high 8 camera. The head seized up and I went to go fix it and I ended up unjamming it, except I may have had greasy fingers and the heads just wouldn't come clean. And so I kept scrubbing them with this cotton bud until the heads eventually just broke right off. And I thought to myself, oh, what have I done? So that wasn't a good experience, but it's a good learning experience to know exactly how hard, you know, you shouldn't push on a video head because they are extremely delicate. Just giving it all a good clean. Got to make sure there's no tape residue on any of this, otherwise it'll make things slip and stick and they'll make the machine last about half as long. There we go. Okay, now let's have a quick look at the DVD player, see if it plays a CD first. I don't think this model's capable of playing a CD actually. For some reason, you know, all the previous models and the models after it can play CDs. Yeah, that's not working. Here we go. Got another DVD, The Rock. Just listen to that. Turn the screen on. There we go. And it's playing. Well, the DVD player works fine. I'm not going to clean the lens because that just leads to more problems. Yep, no complaints there. It's pause. It's still. Yep, that's fine. Working fine. Okay. Now I'll just turn everything off and reassemble the case. Go. top back on. Bought it for $9, can sell for, I don't know, 150, 200 bucks. That's how much these things usually go for on the internet. Just get screws. And the last screw. Turning the VCR on. And it loads. And it plays LP tapes just fine too. In hi-fi. Well, I'd say that is a success.